All right, good morning. Mic check, mic check. Checking the stream. All right, we've got streaming. Morning, everyone. We have chat, we have streaming. All right, good morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I am Darkpool Alga, and welcome to my morning session. I'm going to pick out some stocks for the day. We're going to go through some charts. We're going to see where the Darkpool Algo is utilizing flow trade system. And I think that's about it, man. If you guys have any comments, you got any suggestions, if you have any tickers you want me to look at, make sure you hit me up in the chat. And most importantly, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. It really does help me out and greatly appreciate it. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. There's a couple stocks. I feel like this mic is really far away. Let me just move it in a little bit and up. All right. Excuse me. All right, there's a couple that I want to just jump right into. I built a watch list over the weekend, and if you haven't subscribed to our free newsletter, head over to darkpoolcharts.com. Go ahead and sign up for the free newsletter, and we do a deep dive on a couple stocks every weekend, and we make sure we get it sent out on Sunday so everybody has time to prep. All right, I'm looking at Playboy. Looking at Playboy, awesome. And this thing's just been massive the last couple days. We had a down day on Friday. And let's see if I can get all this out. I should have done this first. Had a down day on Friday. However, we've got positive stacked EMAs. We've got great volume. We're currently in a bullish trend using the market. Excuse me. All right. All right, we're currently in a bullish trend. We are light blue histogram on our squeezes. We've got a new high. I'd like to see this pull back a little bit just so that we can get a better entry, probably $34, $35 range. It's the 3-day. I need a 4-hour on this one. All right. 4-hour did come down and touch the 8 EMA. However, again, I do want a better entry. We may not get it since we've got this giant candle here that printed. And it looks as though price is coming down trying to test that candle. We could use that as a support level. This chart shows me the multi-time frame squeeze in 18 different times. So from 1 minute to monthly. I don't have the yearly one on. I think that's a little outrageous. But we are forming this. Let's see if I can get a. This is what's called, I call it a slingshot squeeze trade. What'll happen is when this blacked out low compression squeeze fires, it'll propel the histogram to positive, and that's usually an indication that price action will fire off to the upside. Selling off, I'm going to just throw some fibs on here. It's been a super popular name. If I were looking to get into this, I would look for a 39.50 target. However, I'd like to see it come up, test the 21 EMA on the 50. Oh, why am I on the 1 minute? It's like, that looks great. All right, let's try this again. Whoa. All right. Try this again. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I was able to get some work done, relaxed, chilled. 41.50 price target for Playboy. Once we can confirm support, we've got a 3 down candle, 3 down bearish candles. Typically, that's an indicator of some reversal. Flow trade is gonna tell us what the dark pool algo is doing on Playboy. All right, let's get going. All right. Looks as if the algo's trading with price. No significant block trades to speak of. We are, however, in an uptrend. The dark pool algo is curled down, which would fall in line with my thesis that this needs to provide one more test of support. If it breaks support, this puppy's got a ways to go down to the next level of support, which is at this massive trend line that we've got built going here from $1.15. Put another one in. Looks like it broke downtrend support last Friday. So if this double bottom doesn't hold, I would look for it to use the 200 period SMA as support ultimately, which would lead us right about the 34.50 level. All right. I'm going to watch this one. Not really going to look to get into it. CSCO is another one that's been super popular the last couple days. All right, we gapped up on Friday. We're currently stacked positive on our EMAs. We've got RSI is increasing and rising. Our MACD is turning positive, so it's swooping back up and turning positive. We've got a squeeze forming on the monthly. Once that fires, this is going to go bananas. Bringing it down to the 4 hour. Got a gap up with a doji. However, we're in a 4 hour squeeze. Again, once that fires, we should see some nice movement from it. Fibonacci is going to guide us with, go from here to here. Short-term target 53.40. A little longer term would be 54. The options chain for CSCO. Love that it has weeklies. If I was going to get into the 54 this week at 14 cents, watch that to go crazy at open. All right, let me just jump down to the 5 minute. And we'll throw extended hours on. Highlight those so everybody knows. All right, looks like CSCO gapped down this morning. What's going on with futures? Sorry, I'm all over the place today. However, looks like futures gapped down, or excuse me, faded overnight. Looks like they've found support. CSCO on the algo. We have block trades at 52.58. That's going to provide some support, as can be seen here. This area here. I believe if we continue the uptrend support, since price action is trading with the algo, I'll let the algo lead me in the direction that I want to go. All right, we have 200 period SMA and rising support on CSCO at 52.40. With a 53.42 target. So CSCO 53.42. What I need to see for this to be a valid trade, in my opinion, is a couple things. I want to see it open and come down and test this 200 period SMA for support. If that doesn't hold, the final support I'd like to see is the 52.26. We have a fib level at 52. A break at 52, contrarian, and we're going to come down and test this 34 period EMA and the 50 period EMA or SMA. So support at 51. Just going to call it 51, right? So break of 53 for a long break of 52 fade. DraftKings is up next. DraftKings looks as if the dark pool algo is selling, as can be seen by this downward slope. Actually, I'm going to consider this trading with price action. However, DraftKings did come down and form this nice little H-shaped double bottom. When we see that, we can, if the support level holds, we can anticipate a move upwards to a previous block level at 62. However, I would need to see this algo curl up to indicate price strength. DraftKings got a bunch of news last week that they're the official sports betting, online sports betting for the NFL. That is huge news for them. We are currently oversold and increasing on the RSI. Our MACD has not turned, it's not started sloping up again, so this is still considered a support consolidation, potential short down to the 200 period SMA at 50. If we go long, we've got resistance of this $60 level, psychological, which is also the 50% retracement. We've got resistance coming in at the 50 period SMA at 62, or excuse me, 63. We've got our negatively stacked moving averages. So depending on which way we open, we could go up or down. For me, I need to see the algo curl up to go long. The other one I wanted to look at real quick is this 4-hour chart. We have found support at the 200 period SMA. Our ready aim fire indicator is in the aim, looking for this histogram to curl up and turn positive, and for this 4-day and weekly squeeze to fire. If those fire to the long side, we can anticipate a greater than expected move with those. So CSCO, maintain 5750 support for a target of I'm going to go 6550. That would clear the 50 period SMA. So support it. Just write this down. DKNG support at 5750. A break of 59. For a target of, I'm going to say 67, with taking profit at 62.81 and 65.50. Looking at the options train, I'm going to actually try to go out a little bit on this since we need a couple things to confirm our trade long. That would be the support to be maintained as well as the algo to curl up. We could look at the May 21st contracts. Looks as if though they added a couple new options chains. We've got pretty significant interest at the 60 period level, or the $60 level. We've got an $8 $8.50 anticipated move from 57 puts us right at 65. I like the 60 May 21st calls, as long as the algo curls up and we maintain that support at 57.50. This may be a pinning play in that there's 6,000 puts and 27,000 calls. Nice round number. Great target to go after. In between the two fib levels. And just go ahead and remove these drawings. Clear. Yes. Okay. Back on the daily. Fibonacci. We've got earnings coming up on the 7th. That's going to change my perspective in that I don't want to hold anything through earnings, but I will play a pre-earnings run-up. So let's go back to the options chain, see if we can find any weekly options. The 7th. Look at that. We've got weeklies on the 7th. That $65 target is still valid. Massive open interest on the call side. 59 massive open interest on the put side. My risk tolerance would allow me to look at the 65s, provided we maintain that 57.50 support and the algo starts to curl up. All right, the next one I wanted to go over real quickly is Peloton. There was some news circulated over the weekend about their treadmills eating children. It's horrific. Please don't watch. I mean, I'm not going to watch the video. I've got children, and that's one of those things I'm not going to do it. So there's negative news out. There's going to be a lot of action with this in the morning. This, excuse me, this curling up that you see on the algo may be invalidated due to that news. If that's the case, Peloton could easily go to 100. All right, Peloton pre-market has already dropped from 116 to 108. It looks as if though they found a bottom at the 107 level. That broke through the daily. That moved down, broke through the point of control on the daily mid, the 4-hour mid, and the 180 period extended exponential moving average. Looking at Peloton on the daily, since we have currently broke support, sorry, where are we at? 108.6. So we're in this area here. 108. I'm just going to call it 108. All right, we are in that area there. Looking for previous support for Peloton for a fade. Based on the bad news, I'm going to go find a previous high and grab as many candles on the way over as I can. 98.50. 98.50 is previous support resistance. We have trendline support coming through to meet that. All right. Our trendline support states that 104, 103, 104. A break of that next level of support would be the 98.50. Again, Peloton, bad news. It's already dropped $8 pre-market. It is through our previous support levels. If we continue to fade, this trend line at 103, followed by previous support at 98.50. since this is a news play, I will look to grab short-term weekly, 98.50s, for Peloton. All right, I've got time to do a couple more. All right, a couple plays from the scanner this weekend. This was released to our newsletter members. Let me just get rid of these. All right, JD. Dark Pool Algo has extremely bullish divergence. All right. Couple things here. I'm relatively new at streaming, live streaming, so I am definitely open to and willing to accept some constructive feedback. If you have any, please just drop a comment in the section below. Let me know what I can do to improve. If I'm going too fast, if I'm a little scattered, it's all helpful. I just want to provide the best content that I can for everyone, utilizing some pretty specific tools that I have available, and I want everyone to make money. All right, JD. The Dark Pool Algo is net buying. We've got divergence dating back to 410. We're currently at a block trade support resistance level of 77.25. A break of that resistance, we've got another block trade level at 80, 82. Those are all well within reach. If we can continue this curling up on the 15-minute chart, this would indicate to me, once we've provided established support, that we're going to continue to move upwards. JD, looking at it on the daily chart, we've got a double bottom happening with this H-shaped pattern that I love to see. Let's see if I can bring this in a little bit, do a screenshot for everyone so that we can talk about what we got going on here. This is going to be a great play, I'm telling y'all. All right, we've got this, what I like to call a slingshot on the Squeeze Pro, where our histogram is increasing. We're building up compression here. We are in mid-level, mid-compression squeezes for the last 2 weeks. When this releases, we can anticipate a greater than expected move in the direction that the histogram is flowing at the time. Okay, we are extremely oversold on the RSI market extension. Any break into the back into the value area, I would consider long. I've got this new MACD Bollinger Band breakout tool that I'm testing. This looks as if the Bollinger Bands are compressing. Once those fire, if it's increasing, we can anticipate a fire to the upside. We are currently in a mid-compression squeeze on the daily, 4-day, and weekly. 4-hour looks as if though we've came down and we've established support right at the 76, 77 level. Our ready and fire indicator is in a aim position. We have got, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Yeah, well, this yellow histogram indicates a trend reversal indication, with the ready and fire getting ready to curl over and fire long, or fire. We can anticipate this to move to the upside. I really like this JD setup. All right, Fibonacci, come on. Fibonacci puts targets at, let's see if I can find any confluence there. Looks as if though we've got some 81.83, 92.93 for a long. The overnight, looks like we gapped up overnight, smacked into resistance at the 200 SMA. We have established a trendline support that you can see here. I would look for this to hold. All right, guys, secret juice. Looking at our multi-time frame Keltner channels on the daily. I'm going to bring this down to the 4-hour and bring it over to JD. Okay, we've got support of the daily 4-hour Keltner channel bottom, the 4-hour Keltner channel bottom. We have got a positive and increasing MACD. I would look for a play to the monthly bottom at 78. Once we break that, we're heading up to 79, 80, 81. JD maintains support of trend line. Maintain that trend line support, and we've got an opportunity to 80 and then 83 at 70. 77. Target of 80, 83. And then 92. Or swing 92, 93. This week's 80s are super cheap. My risk tolerance would actually allow me to get into the money a little bit. The 77s. If I were to swing this, we're at the earnings on the 14th. That 90, 92 level. See how the options chain's all jacked up on this? Super illiquid, which means that I would go to... I'd go a week after and just know that I would need to not hold through earnings. The 90s, May 21st, for a run up into earnings, super cheap. I actually like these 8250s. Those are in my risk tolerance. And I'm going to drop those in there. All right. Thanks for joining me. I know that, there's struggles. Just making sure that I can get you guys everything that you need. The best thing that you can do to help me out, which will help the channel out, which will help everyone else out, is leave some comments on what I can do to improve, things that you did like, and if you have any suggestions for tickers or chart setups, if what I'm showing you on my charts isn't working for you, you'd like to see more of an in-depth view, or potentially bringing it over to a trading view where there's a lot more free indicators, something like this, just let me know. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm here for you, and anything I can do to assist us all in getting our beak wet a little bit and taking a little bit of money out of the stock market, that's my goal. So again, my name is Darkpool Algo. Thanks for joining me on this Monday, April 19th morning session. We grabbed a couple stocks to look at. Obviously, the JD play is probably the best long-term. This CSCO play is going to be a great one probably for this week, as long as it maintains support of that 5250 level. So I'm going to sign off now, and